The biggest problem with these Fords lays right under the front end here, and it is that thing right there, that solid axle front end. Now, when you look at the Ford truck and you think, why would anyone buy a competitor? Why would anyone get a Dodge or a Chevy or whatever? I know Dodge actually has the same or similar front suspension, solid axle, but the Chevy has the independent front end. And the reason that I say that front differential is the biggest problem with the truck is, in the case of our F350, it's probably my number one complaint with the truck. The way that this truck drives and wanders all over the road is so annoying to drive. Now, over here we got a 23 450. This truck does not wander the road that much. It has a much stiffer feeling in the steering. It returns to center a lot more. And I think what ended up happening is Ford added more caster, I think, in 2023. At least that's how it feels, because I'm not having to wander the road. The front end on this truck has become a little bit loose after 2 years of plowing snow. Nothing crazy. Very hard to tell that it's actually getting loose, but you can hear it a little bit. You can see here we've got a damaged boot right there, so that's a tell sign that things have gotten to get some play in them. And on the drag link, there's some play for sure, but not enough to really throw things off too much. But when you hit a turn and a bump at the same time, you can hear a little bit of something, a little bit of rattle you can feel up in the steering. But other than that, this front end is completely better. Like, it just has all this caster and it just tracks the road laser straight. Now this one, on the other hand, not as good. It just wanders, it bobs around, and it's just the number one thing. Now, when you think about GM, not as good of a truck, but there are things that I feel that GM does better. Now with the Fords, they are aluminum, which I think is everything locked. I got the cooler full. The cooler's good. We ready to roll? All right, let's hit it. With the Fords or with the Chevys, I think that a lot of the stuff they do is really good, compared to Ford. Ford has better materials, in my opinion, with the aluminum bodies. You really can't beat that value that you get with the aluminum body, but Chevy does make a nice truck. And my first truck actually was a GMC, and the reason that I got that GMC is because I did not want to have that front end of a solid axle. I was thinking about all the little details of how will this vehicle drive with an independent front suspension compared to a solid axle. So I stayed away from Ford. My first truck when I was a lot younger was a 2004 GMC, because I really wanted an independent front suspension. Now, at the end of the day, did that truck drive that much better as far as can it take bumps and all that stuff? Didn't really, but it did track down the road really good. And with this 22, we tend to have a problem with it just wandering. Neil, would you agree that this truck wander a little bit, or?
100%.
Yeah, it wanders, and it's just, now that we've got a trailer hooked up to it and we're driving down the freeway, it just bobs around. And I noticed it the other. It sways. Doesn't sway with the 450.
No, not at all.
And you think, was it the trailer? It's a combination of both, but it's a lot of it, I think, the truck. But I pulled the dump trailer with the 450. It pulls it a lot better.
Just was the dump trailer nice?
It pulls, yeah, until you pulled it with the 450. Because the last time I pulled the dump trailer with this, I'm like, man, remember I had to pick up the mowers?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, this is all over the place. Like, dude, it's just like, it's ridiculous. It's hard to keep it in the lane. It would fatigue you if you had to do it for a long time.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Now, what I'll say is this truck, the steering, to turn it is really easy. Like the input from the operator to the steering wheel super smooth and easy. I just think they needed to put more caster in this. It'll make it a little stiffer to turn it.
Yeah.
But I don't think you notice it. The power steering would really be the one that notices. I think it would overcome no problem.
Yeah, for sure.
But other than that, still the best vehicle. I think Ford put a lot of money into their materials, which is good for in my opinion. GM's got some interesting technology that looks pretty good. One thing I saw from GM is their EV Hummer. And I was thinking when I saw that, nothing that Ford has really compares to that EV Hummer. The technology, the layout of the interior, the screens and all that, the fit and finish of all the panels and stuff coming together. The EV Hummer really is like showing off a lot of the quality and performance that GM. A lot of the quality and performance that GM really puts out there. Ford just does not have a product like that. Ooh, I like that 550. Look at that. That's clean with the aluminum body. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's really nice. With the 6.7. Ford doesn't have anything like that. Even if you were to look at like a Raptor or, I don't know, name the highest end Ford that you could name. There's nothing like that Hummer. That thing is sweet. I'm not gonna lie, not a GM guy no more, but I'd get that Hummer because they took the EV and they made it cool, and that's what Ford needed to do. Instead, Ford made a Lightning. How stupid!
Yeah.
No one wants it, and they literally built the whole factory and everything, and nobody wants that vehicle. Like billions of dollars were wasted. If anything, they could have took the Lightning and they could have just took that drivetrain, which is probably not that bad of a drivetrain, I don't know. But the body of the Lightning is so ugly that it wouldn't matter what they did. It could be so fast. I think it is pretty fast. It could be so fast, but it's such an ugly looking truck that it just doesn't work. If Ford would have took the factory that they built and made something cool like what GM did with the Hummer, with the T-tops, you can take off the tops of the Hummer, the front and the rear. It's so big and it's just fast and it looks good. The only thing bad that I will say about the Hummer is it's a little bit over the top, you know what I mean, for the guy driving it. You know, you pull up and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it has a stigma a little bit to it. So that's the only thing negative that I can say. Like for me, I couldn't like drive it to a sales to a sale to someone's house, like, hey, let me sell you a new roof. Not that I do roofing, but whatever it is that you do, you know, we take care of lawns and all that kind of stuff. But if I'm gonna cut your grass and I pull up in a Hummer to do the estimate, I don't think I'm gonna get that job. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. They'd be like, dude, what's up with this Hummer? Like, did you win a sweepstakes or something? Like, how did you get this thing? But yeah, biggest issue with these Fords, I feel, sometimes you get them and they wander all over the place. The front axle, they haven't dialed it in. I think a big culprit could be this electric motor that is on these to assist with the steering. These things can pretty much self-steer. I mean, they can't self-drive because they don't have all the cameras and technology, but there's this motor, it's electronic, and it takes the steering input to an even lighter feel. And maybe that's what's interfering, because on the 450 that we have, I don't have that steering for whatever reason. I took a feature off and didn't get the electronic assist, but it drives better. But it is firm to turn the truck. So something's going on. They really need to figure it out and make these trucks just drive down the road true and straight and not feel like they're wandering. But anyway, my name is Sean. This is DS Trucks. Drop me a sub. Hope to hear from you soon. Over and out.